Virtus Pro, but let's find out what our commentators have to say about this third game. It is over to Topi and Kyle.
Well, it's done now. They all went the same road, so we know what the result's going to be. Why we even have to watch the game? Thank you, panel. Once again,
I honestly
brilliant work.
I think Newbee's got the better draft, personally. That last pick Undying completely changes the makeup of team fights. And while, yeah, Bane Omni DP, great, tons of sustain, but long fights now favor Newbee. You can't just run into a tombstone with these heroes, and Undying, in theory, should body Omni Knight in the laning phase.
He should. But I'm still concerned, like, this is still Virtus Pro. This is still Virtus Pro. You've still got an Omni Knight as well as a Bane. These guys are really good at finding that burst damage, be it through Brain Sap as well as Purification and the stuff of Nightmare. So I like the way that VP can run the lanes. I like their mid lane a hell of a lot more than I enjoy Newbee's mid lane. Like Templar Assassin, rotations, changing the balance as far as like the lane pressure goes. Like this is such a better option than something like a DK. So I feel like VP are at least able to control the tempo of this game.
I don't think TA can do that at all. I think he's going to just be farming. The DK is the one that's going to rotate. Yeah, you have a gyro as well. Like you can actually play so fast as Newbee because both your 1 and your 2 are very comfortable connecting and also being able to pressure towers a bit.
The battle for the runes. Mugi's going for the third one?
Yep, well played. He wins both.
Yep, that he will. He'll rotate back around inside the lane. Omni Knight can body block a little bit, try and create a little bit of time to... I don't know if they want to harass or if they want to go into Faith, because he's the easier one. I say the easier one, he's got 20 decay stolen, so this Brain Sap and Purification combination, which would kill any other hero, is now actually working for the Undying.
He needed to buy a shield, though. He's really feeling the pain of not having a shield. And the downside of stealing all this strength is that Brain Sap and Tango that Solo keeps using heals him to near full.
Faith actually going back to base. So this actually leaves Gyro by himself on bottom. Meanwhile, up on the top lane, it's Roger and Kaka playing the support runarounds. KP and Ramses is the core. Black was a little uncertain about a Ramses Death Prophet. This does show too that VP played in all 3 core positions.
The DK, I love DK against TA. It's just about being abused in the laning phase. Like previously on panel, I called a game for TNC when they had Ember versus TA, but then the TA just wrecked him in the laning phase. And the same thing can happen to a Dragon Knight, already out to a 4-5 versus 1-1 lead. But as the game continues, if the DK can stay even, you crush TA throughout fights because he can't threaten you. You stun him. Your passive burns through refraction very quickly, and the damage reduction on a hero that's completely reliant on auto attacks is very significant, especially with the talent.
Yeah, but that's when I look towards Pasha's ability. Like, is that repel, the timing of it? Obviously, the duration, you need a higher level before you're able to reach that 7-second duration. I think it got nerfed a while ago too. So that I see enabling no one, where you can go for more aggressive items with the Blink and the Desolator.
In top bottom, this Bane Omni Knight is, Falk said, like, I thought Undying would be, and he did buy the shield also. He recognized, like, I really need one of these if I'm not going to keep trading, because he even underestimated just how strong this lane was.
I think Solo just stands his ground against Fate. Is he actually almost wanting to be decayed multiple times so he can tango? That's what this feels like. Actually, he's going to just walk up and pick up the regeneration rune. Faith will cancel it instantly, so Solo has to Nightmare him to gain the space. But he'll have time to pump into him. And okay, he'll lose a little bit of it.
This works though. I can't believe he's actually just beating Omni Knight. Or sorry, beating Undying. This Bane hero, man, no matter how much he gets nerfed, like they nerf Enfeeble into the ground, but it's like, all right, well, I'll just start skilling my other really powerful abilities, and that's exactly what Solo chose to do.
Is he like, in some ways, like the Batrider used to be? Like, we nerf him, we nerf him, we nerf him, and just mechanically, he's such a great hero.
And it's just so much damage threat as well. Like, when Mugi is softened up like this, if he takes a sleep, level 3 Omni heal, like, it's so much damage, and VP just crushing their lanes.
You've got level 2, and yeah, Kaka knows he needs to TP out quickly, and the interrupt of KP's Infernal Blade, keeping Kaka alive. He didn't go all the way back, he only TP'd to the tier 1 tower, wanted to stick around. Got Tangos, hey, why not? But right now, VP are winning all 3 lanes as far as CS on course.
And Undying still just level 1.
Nightmare bottom, switch it off. Pasha, he's got the level 2 Purification. Going to pump it into Faith. Be careful, they keep getting double decayed. time around, though, it didn't actually. Solo got a little bit higher up.
You got the word, you can't actually fight the Bane. He needs level 2. Now you can start spamming Soul Rip as well. Still has a ton of mangoes, so mana isn't an issue. Mid lane doing all right. It's really when DK hits 6, then you can just farm in dragon form, or rather lane in dragon form, and TA feels a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
But for now, he's just not really much you can do. No one excellent with those side blades and laning very effectively.
Is there actually a rotation from VP that isn't just Roger? Because Roger's had a bit of a hard time on top lane. Okay, moving missile, Faith so low on life, but his soloist move away from Mugi's rocket barrage.
I definitely underestimated Bane Omni. Bog was talking about this backstage. He's like, I literally can't theory craft a lane to beat this. And I'm thinking Undying is just the best laner in the game, but these two heroes together, like I actually can't give you a dual lane that beats them. This is nuts. Especially with the mango change. They both showed up with 3.
Never-ending regeneration. You've always got mana when you need it. The one man who needs a little bit more is Roger. He's limping all the way back to base. He found himself a double sack and was trying to farm it up with level 1 Caustic and level 1 Burrow. This was not the dream. But it's buying space for Ramses to do a lot of work. Like, he can still get the 5-minute bounty rune. He pulled the creep wave down, so he's not losing the momentum in the lane, and he's getting a lot of early levels as well. This was expecting from VP, where they can be the ones to be more of the aggressive with the exorcism when it's up.
I mean, Invis now on Roger. If he finds the if SCCC walks into the trap, he's gonna die and get first blooded. And man, look at the mid CS matchup. Like PA, 70-30 this lane.
Trap 1, Fire Strike follow-up. No one doesn't actually have refraction. They don't have the extra damage, so even with the 2, Soul Rip from Faith ensures that SDCC will stay alive.
A little over-aggressive. They had 2 traps too, so if he had just been a little more patient, they set up with the DK on both traps, like he had refraction up and just a little bit of mana, just a little over-eager.
Yep.
That's a big kill to miss out on as well, especially since the Shrine is active, so SCCC doesn't really lose much, and there's already Undying here to soak up some XP.
And Roger needed this too, like he needed the levels from the kill.
Once again, that ward placed from the smoke before he got the invis, saw the Undying walk to the left and place that other ward, and they see it now thanks to the sentry that was also placed by Roger during the smoke.
Man, what great vision game. Wish Newbee had someone that could help him with that. Top lane, here comes your exorcism, but it's the Fire Strike ready from Roger. He's turning his attention towards KP, but realized he couldn't reach him, so he'll work against Kaka. They glimpse Rams back. Oh, he was mangoing so he can Crypt Swarm it out. Meanwhile, on bottom lane is where the kill comes. It's Stolo who dies of all people. Roger, Fire Strike, can't get the revenge on top. So there's actually 2 kills going the way of Newbee. Maybe something else can happen because it's KP with 1 armor trying to run away from Ramses with Exorcism. So BP gets something in return, but the unkillable lane is killed to give first blood.
Yeah, and it's because they dove. They just dove super hard and did some old school VP things where they end up losing solo under tower tanking it. And they didn't have quite enough regen to deal with the gyro and the tier 1 tower for 15 seconds or so. And another great ward as well, just that smoke was super efficient from Roger. Look at this ward behind top tower. So now they can play away from Ramses. He's going to just use those drains to sustain, and they can just beeline for this gyro and dying lane with their support.
They get another crack at bottom. Undying, this is no purification available. Face already pretty low, but the repels on solo. They knew the homing missile was coming towards him. Pash was waiting it out. He's got purification in 1 second time, so Faith will fall while Mugi was killing off the support. Tombstone was dropped, and Pasha has no desire to fight that. In fact, I think he was trying to bait with the minions to get Mugi to chase him so Roger could help to try and turn the fight, but not going to happen.
And this is where you see TA moving to jungle. DK level 6, so he's a bit threatened, but
Smoke gank.
This is the right move because gyro level 6. It's time to move.
Kaka and Mugi together, round the mid. That's that smoke gank I was talking about. No one, they observe ward up. He gets the refraction off, glimpse back. They brought protection, so no one knows this. That's why he's trying to run far enough away that then he can go into the melt. But he's just on the edge of the range of the sentry with Pasha. A rise of purification and repel. They'll TA trap slow, but no one else is here to try and punish this Newbee aggression.
Again, just a little overeager. DK not close enough to be able to find that kill. If they wait on the glimpse a little bit, they probably end up working that, but instead, they just force the shrine.
I love how too now Roger, like his rotation to bottom lane, they're giving him space to find levels and the farm. So with Tranquil Boots are up, Roger is going to be very efficient now.
And top lane, they're trying to sub it. It's so hard to kill a death prophet. They need to get the Doom off.
And he's just about to get his second Spirit Siphon charge too. Bottom lane, Burrow Strike, Purification. That's a lot of damage into Faith, but he'll hit a double decay and gets more life. And yeah, they're diving into the tower. They got the Doom on the Death Prophet. And more support is coming in. The wall from Karka, it didn't get the perfect catch out. In fact, Karka loses his life to no one.
No one is just taking off. He is so farmed right now, and this is why you take that TA. He gives you the tempo control, but more importantly, secures Roche later on and just crushes the lanes, and that's the VP special.
How do you stop a DK from taking out your mid tower? Put him to sleep. Kill off the creep wave, put him to sleep.
It's the same as killing Sunsfan on panel. Just keep picking DP Dragon Knight.
We all know Sunsfan won't die on the panel. Sunsfan will die on a toilet.
That's way too more. What's
the Sunsfan's motto, right?
I don't know. I must not know the meme.
Yeah, you don't.
Behind the times.
It's where he spends most of his life. Top lane, they're coming again for the Death Prophet. Hasn't had time to regenerate after hitting the Doom, and with Mugi on this top lane, there's a lot of follow-up damage. So he starts the Spirit Siphon. That's one way to regenerate.
They've been abandoned, like this Gyro, like no one's been bottom for a lot of this time. Gyro just constantly trying to force movements, but in the meantime, no one in Omni are just farming up like crazy.
They've moved over. Glimpse has to pull Karka away. Hits with the Mel Strike, which means Burrow Strike follow through. That's -6 armor. Roger does so much work. KP's trying to help out. Quick Sandstorm. Still not enough damage to kill off Karka. Maybe it is. Roger just goes for it. Burrow Strikes through. He'll at least get the kill this time around. But the homing missile doesn't matter. Actually switches targets. Moves back over. KP. No one with a double damage rune. They cannot survive that.
Yep.
So Undying dies on bottom lane to Pasha while that was going down.
And that's the strength of VP. They love of using these super powerful lanes, and then they just leave the core there alone. Omni Knight's just been free farming bottom for the last 5 minutes, and Undying tries to soak up some XP and farm, but he can't even sustain himself against the hero anymore. And same thing, the same story with mid, where no one just can do whatever he wants in the game. He'll have a Deso by 12, 13 minutes.
I love the atomization as well from Pasha. Like, he's going for drums. Like, with this type of space he was farming up, I was wondering if he'd start to get some of the bigger team fight style items, but doesn't even feel like he needs it.
I like drums. No one else on his team can really buy it, and it's super solid this game. I also love no one's choice to just rush Deso, because he doesn't want to be in a position where he's forced to go take fights. They're playing into Gyro DK Undying.
Yeah.
You don't want to be playing Blink TA right away this game. Continue to accelerate, farm, grow your net worth advantage to the point where you're able, when you are blinking in, you're able to two-shot people. Because once again, fighting into Tomb is still the way Newbee win this game.
Yeah.
You just have to bring VP in, sustain, survive, land some big ultimates. They always have the Disruptor for the +1 kill, but it's all about getting that Tomb down.
Oh, Faith's coming over to Planet. That's that level 2 Tombstone he has. Roger's pretty close. He's here to stack up the Ancients. So Mugi can see this. So the Ancient stack begins as I'm hearing Exorcism also burning. Down in the trees, Ramsey was looking for KP. He'll Doom, but he Dooms the Omni Knight. Nice switch to the target. There goes your Tombstone. KP, he has the distance. No, he doesn't. You've got Roger. Rotates from the side, so he'll end up killing KP in return with the Sandstorm. Maybe not. Scorpion has enough regeneration, so it's all about the fight on the bottom where Ramsey just tries to out-tank everyone. The Spirit Siphon and Exorcism has done so much work. Roger, double Burrow Strike. He doesn't have the Sandstorm up, but the stick charges as well as the infused raindrops. They did all the work they required, and Solo even hit 6 through this. Gets the Fiend's Grip off. A triple kill for Ramses. The panel questioned if Ramses could play a Death Prophet. I think the answer is yes.
He's played
yes,
this
he can.
before. Of course he can
Of
play DP.
course
Ramses
he
plays
can.
everything. This is why why most teams feel they can't give Death Prophet to VP, because they just seem to always dumpster games with it. And that was a good setup from Newbee. I thought that Tomb, you could see TA started running down through it and realized, wait, I need to get rid of this. But the problem is they used Gyro ult. Only one half of it hit because they glimpsed him back. They missed the Disruptor ult in Kinetic Field. You can't whiff 2 ultimates and expect to win a team fight against Virtus Pro.
Yeah.
Especially when they decide to bring 5.
Is not on top of things.
And now VP with a fully completed Desolator on no one, 13 minutes in. He's still got himself a nice triple stack of Ancients he'll take as well. This Blink Dagger timing is going to be so quick. Like, we're talking 15 minutes worth of Blink Dagger. And then you can still look towards Roshan, but Newbee, you're looking towards top lane.
And this is again the
They're
power.
coming for the fight.
Deso first, just you accelerate when you go blink.
Great observer ward. So Newbee knows what they're up against. They see the smoke from Virtus Pro. But once it's Newbee who had the information over VP.
Problem is, no one is, like, the Dragon Knight is the one they're making space for versus a Deso TA. And the reason you get that Deso, look at this jungle. There was a Triple Ancients there a little while ago, but he's cleared out the entire woods in about 30 seconds, and then he takes the mid-wave. All Dragon Knight was able to do was kill that mid-wave in that time.
And with this smoke too, they got an observer ward planted down just on the western side of Roshan, up on the hill. So Faith, it's going to be so juicy to go for. The issue is they cannot go up the hill. That's the downside about not having the Blink Dagger on no one early on. But with the double damage rune, Roshan's going to be looking so attractive if Newbee wasn't there.
Mid-tower first. Their wards are set up to secure this mid-tower advantage. It's just all about positioning around the Doom. And I love this. VP, they save wards. They've placed 4 now. There's 4 on the map. And look at that, a ring around the Roshan. What are they going to do after this mid-tower, Toby?
I wonder. KP's coming in, looking for the Doom. They have their own observe ward. KP silenced. He can't get it off. Instantly murdered. The Tombstone is down, but with the GA up, no one in Pasha. They know they can get rid of this. Ramses has the Exorcism over on the side. They move in. Bane, Brain Sap, and Nightmare. Stolo gets his life back up again. The Black Hand of Mookie. Everything has been for naught. They just run them down. Virtus Pro on the warpath. A defensive Yule Scepter from Ramses, but the Burrow Strike from Roger into the epicenter. They'll have the slow, they'll have the control, and VP have split this fight into 3 different parts. They get 2 kills at the last part of this fight. The only one they don't get is SCCC back behind the tower. But it won't matter, the tier 1 tower falls anyway, and Virtus Pro so superior in these fights. And there's your Blink Dagger. It was 15 minutes for no one.
And that's such an incredible time.
And they're going to get all the bounties too.
Oh, yeah.
Money skyrockets. The 9K net worth TA now. To the 5-3 of a DK.
284 gold per player. Actually, wait, more than that.
Don't make me do math. You know I suck at that.
It's 355 per player. So they take the team fight, they get the tower, and now you just relax. Everyone buys up their items. You wait for your ults, take another fight, and they're just abusing Newbee's lack of wave clear. They simply cannot farm fast enough, and they're not giving them those team fights that they wanted earlier. Like, Newbee failed execution on them first. The second one, as soon as Doom dies, DP gets his ult off. He doesn't care that he's sitting in silence. And once again, the huge AoE team fight spells of Newbee land for naught.
Yeah. You need a KP to connect, but it's so difficult. Like, when VP sees you coming from a mile away, it's hard. And maybe that's why SCCC, before he finishes up any other item, just as the bracelet treads, he gets the Blink Dagger up and running. Glimpse, they are pulling Roger back in again, but he still had Burrow Strike. Down into the trees, begins the TP. They've used all their stuns. Roger actually being a factor in this game and not having his Blink Dagger delayed. You have the smoke out from VP. I think one hero was actually in range of the Observer Ward in mid lane.
I gotta say, just first read and watching the difference in Newbee, game 2, game 3. Lina for SCCC, he was able to make moves. All Mugi had to do was hang out in his lane. This game, what's a Dragon Knight to do when you fall behind? There's no lanes winning. I said he was gonna rotate. How do you rotate to a lost lane?
They're smoking, trying to contest Roshan. They know something is up. Roger's going to reveal himself. Blink Dagger stun goes there, but VP won't care when they take the Aegis Immortal into the hands of no one, especially if Roger. They're going to glimpse him back, but VP, they want this fight. They never burnt the Exorcism to kill off Roshan, and then the Purification gives him the life back. Doom is down without getting his ulti up. It's all happening again. Deja VP. They're going to bring down SCCC. Maybe there's at least a little bit of revenge. Omni Knight does fall. Buyback down from the Doom. They're going to try and bring this damage down. Ramses, he's surviving through it, but for how long? The Glimpse pulls him back in closer. No one wants to be part of these fights. Currently, he's not the one going down, but Roger's Burrow Strike. They isolate the Doom. Remember, he's got that ulti. He'll finally get it over on the TA, but Roger, with the epicenter, he does the work required. So TA, tanking through the Doom, turns in for a Burrow Strike. A rampage for no one. And Virtus Pro, they may have had a couple casualties of war, but it's the big one. It's the 12.5k net worth TA.
Yeah, they're finding kills before the Tomb even has a chance to go down. Newbee wants long fights. They want them forced to deal with the Walking Dead along with their 5 heroes, but VP gets to a point where 3 heroes are dead before the zombies even start to threaten them, and they're just too far ahead at this point. TA's run away with the game. He's got a drag. He's about to finish a Hurricane Pike. I mean, no one's just huge. It's 18 minutes in, and I don't think there's any stopping him anymore.
Here's that fight again.
Yep, Roger, once again, just, he might end up dying, but, or does he? Because he gets healed by Omni, makes the space, all of a sudden Newbee's in trouble. There's the grip onto the Doom. He's dead immediately. There's still no Tomb. There's still no Tomb. There's the Disruptor ult on nothing. Now the Tomb goes down, but look at where Dragon Knight's positioned. Yeah, you might kill the Omni Knight, but your team's already turned and run. Your 2 big teamfight ults are once again already gone.
We come back live, and well, we were harping on the Doom previously. Mr. -6 armor, and thanks to no one already having an entire Hurricane Pike, he can keep up with this Doom's movement.
He really needs an ice armor. The Wild Wing +3 aura, not quite enough.
Well, we'll let him know when VP decide to leave the jungle so we can move out and try and find one. I've done a little bit of scouting, and nothing is nearby for him. In fact, there's one right next to his shrine.
Future games in this tournament, I feel like that SCCC playmaker hero, that was the real difference maker in that game too. And
yeah,
when you're playing Dragon Knight and no one's TA again, I think this matchup is maybe, I don't want to say it's even, it's TA favored, but when it's that TA favored,
it's just so sad. Like having him on Lina, having him on like Storm or anything which can carry the game for you. Like, it just feels so much better.
He can't do things. It just feels bad. He has a blink now, but is it going to be enough?
Ramses gets a 3-man silence, goes into the ulti, and no one! Woo! Kaka, 2-hit down he goes. And they'll get rid of the tombstone and then move on.
It stops them in their tracks, but you can see, like,
Roger found
if only they weren't 16K behind.
He
Kobe.
found Faith. He even blinks to take the bounty rune. Faith's going for the others. Like, come on, what have you got? What have you got, Roger? He's got Burrow Strike in 1 second time. Nah, Faith gets the bounty rune. It's okay. Meanwhile, bottom lane, tier 3 tower being attacked. So, Undying cannot leave here. He doesn't have a TP scroll. Nice nightmare from Solo. No donk onto the TA. But they're beating the tier 3 tower. Kaka puts the wall down. No one happy to say. Remember, he's got the Aegis, the Immortal. So any abilities the Newbee want to commit to try and kill off no one, you've got Pasha sitting right behind him. So Repel and Purify is always there. The sustain is brilliant. And Undying did end up having to die to Roger, but
took a while.
It took a while, yeah. But VP were fine with that. No Undying, no Tombstone, no nothing. Well, the Tombstone was on cooldown anyway, but
it's just, again, I look at the drafts, I think Newbee, you've got a great chance to win this game, but it's so hard to predict that. Oh, I mean, I guess at this point it should be simple.
The Bane Omni.
That the VP I mean, their 3 lanes just win. Yeah, all of them. And it's, how many times have we seen this where it looks good on paper for the enemy team, but then VP just says, hey, we're better than you everywhere. And they just start snowballing with a huge advantage.
Newbee's coming to gank. That Observer was really thin on the line, and now Omni Knight pushed out. He'll get the repel off. They do still doom him, however. It was a Hurricane Pike of the TA, and Omni Knight's just running west. Like, fine, you gotta follow me this way if you want me.
They got him.
They did, in fact, get him.
Again, look at the vision they have from VP.
It's just slowly.
It's like watching.
It's another DD.
It's like watching the Zerg spread creep. Just gets closer and closer to the Newbee base until eventually they start invading.
Oh, that one's just so strong.
He's hasted with DD. Oh
yeah.
No.
He double ruined this. Like right now, no one.
Okay, Aegis just faded, so he's a little
bit more cautious.
Yeah. If they caught that glimpse, maybe they would have found him.
I think he still wants to go in. He doesn't need to observe. Wouldn't know where he wants to be, but it won't matter when Ramses is able to be in close. Roger needs to Burrow Strike forward, but knew he needed the stun, so Epicenter is down.
No tomb for 10 seconds, though.
Yep. No one. It's bounced back out again. It's like they're really poking and prodding. They want Newbee to fight, and Newbee will want to fight underneath this observer wall, but Ramses back in again with that ultimate. They got the silence onto the DK. SDCC, man, they removed so much of his armor that they can just tear through that Dragon Knight. Mugi begins his TP. Solo, okay. He, Nightmare? Nothing. He already used it.
Man, it's just the same story, it feels like. Yeah, they killed Omni Knight bottom, but they had to spend everything they had. And then they just end up taking another fight, but this time they have no cooldowns.
last 0.00001 of a second of that TP of Undying, and Roger connects on the Burrow Strike.
No Doom. No Gyro ulti even at the start of that fight. No Tomb. How do you want to fight, but VP's so good, just poking and prodding, as you said, just keeping them there until eventually the Omni, by the time DK blinks into stun, as you said, Omni's there.
Omni's going to be there even more. The range of the Ether Lens, and yeah. It's just good times. It's good times for VP. Lincoln Sphere just arrives as well for no one on the Courier. Once he has the ultimate orb, which is practically there, as far as money goes.
Now you just relax, wait for that second Roche.
At least it's not for the one of trying for Newbee. Like, they've been smoking, they've been coming out. The second they got that Blink Dagger onto SDCC, they at least had a plan to go out and fight. The issue is, you're so far behind in net worth, behind the 3 cores of VP. 17,000 on the TA to the, what, 8.5k of the Gyrocopter. That's your #1. And he's almost 10,000 net worth behind a VP core.
From this point on, I mean, you're going to have this insane timing after that second Roche where you'll have BKB on the DP, he'll ult blink in. Lincoln's on TA, he'll get repelled. There's nothing you can do to remove it. Disruptor, Undying, walking around with pretty much 4 armor each, respectively.
They'll have no health as well. Spirit Vessel's being built up right now by Roger. And they're waiting for the 25-minute runes. Like, Pasha's already moving over for it. They die a scan to make sure no one was hiding invis.
Another DD on no one.
They get 3 of the 25 minutes. Newbee need this money. Like, they desperately need this money, and they think they can get it out of a team fight. So they're in position on the top lane to do it. Another Observe Ward being planted. They can keep eyes around the back, but while no one's walking around with a fresh double damage, he's not even bottling to hold on to this. You know there's no fight to be had. He's plus 272 damage on his base 142
and look
on
at
a TA.
First off, they smoke outside the reward vision. They know there might be someone on the left side, so they smoke at tower. And no one, he stays showing because he's the only one that has been shown. And look at where their waves are. So much vision.
They found the Doom.
Of course you're going to find kills. Look at the map control they have. They have vision of this entire area, and look at where Newbee is.
Glimpse by Solo. No easy follow-up.
They're just running through the wards.
They don't care. Head straight down to bottom lane. The Observe Ward shows they didn't go in, and Roger again. How many TPs must Roger cancel of Faith? Hit him with the Metal Strike, lose so much life, and now they chase after Kaka. I swear we're playing Ring a Rosie. Ramses, your Scepter? Okay, he's the one. There's no Burrow Strike. The Storm doesn't allow Roger to get the Burrow Strike off a bottom lane. The creep wave's there for Virtus Pro. So Doom is down, Undying is down. They will take this tier 3 tower.
So good, so fast. The game's just playing itself for VP. The bottom and mid lanes are shoved. You force Newbee to take those waves under your wards. You could take the fight top if Newbee wants to give it to you, but there's a double damage PA, so that's impossible. Now you get the pickoffs and immediately into the base.
Yep. Tier 3 is gone. Use the end of the Exorcism. The TA traps. Slowing down the response from Newbee, and it's a 5-man silence, and that's the ultimate jump in from no one. Doesn't have enough life. The 1 charges of Disruptor means no one doesn't have enough damage to find the kill. More TA traps to slow him up. Solo going for the Fiend's Grip and the Burrow Strike in there from Roger. They don't kill off KP, but the isolated Tombstone with an Undying slept up. He could not keep it alive. At least SCCZ can jump out with the cooldown. They'll find that pickup on the Bane. PP wants his target. He actually doomed up the Omni Knight, but they've now expended the entire duration of it, and that's just a ticket to dive in again. Another Burrow Strike into the epicenter. They have the damage output. KP is ticking. They repel up Roger, so SCC doesn't have enough damage, and this really is GG. Call out by Kaka. They know this game is over. Virtus Pro 2-1. Newbee and advance through into the semi-final. Newbee will have to drop down into the lower part of the bracket. Do I dare quote the tweet out from KP? I forgot what the winner's bracket feels like. VP send them to the lower bracket after that.
At least he got a taste. And
he did. It's a decent taste, but their matchup, like, there's so many fantastic teams right now that Newbee just cannot compete with.
They did prove that VP can bleed, and I think if there's a takeaway from this, it's that if you really want to beat VP, you have to play faster than they do, and you have to be able to threaten them the same way.